Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. I'm Fuzz, and today I've got kind of an extension of my last video where I went through my top 10 favorite 4K movie releases of the year, basically my best of the best from 2025. But after I released that video, I couldn't help but feel like I still had some unfinished business left with this particular topic. Because as I indicated last time, we just got so many amazing 4K movie releases this year. And there were a lot of great titles that I wasn't able to squeeze into my top 10 list last time that I felt still should be highlighted regardless because they really are just fantastic releases. So that's what I've got going for you guys today, a list of some of my other favorite 4K movie releases of the year beyond just my top 10. And these aren't ranked in any particular order this time. It's just kind of a random smattering of other great 4K releases from the year. Just think of it as kind of an extension of my honorable mentions section from my last video. All right, so let's just get into it and rock this. Actually, I just remembered we have a couple new Fuzz Club members that I want to give a quick shout out to before we get into the list here. First off, David Wells recently became a Fuzz Club member. David, thank you so much for your added support of the channel. I really appreciate that. And likewise for FilmFan78, who also recently became a Fuzz Club member. FilmFan, I appreciate your support as well. I know we've exchanged a couple comments here and there, so I look forward to more of that with both you guys, actually, David and Film Fan. Thank you both so much for your support of the channel. I really appreciate it. And if any of you out there would like to know more about the Fuzz Club, there is a link in the description below, or you can just click on the join button below and it'll bring up all the membership information for you. All right, so let's get into my list here, and starting off with my first title that I wanted to talk about today, awesome 4K release, Panic Room, which came out, I think, at the beginning of the year, and it sold out very quickly. And I'm happy to report, I just checked on Amazon here right before I did this video, but I'm happy to report that if you didn't get a copy of this on 4K, it is now back in stock on Amazon, and you can actually buy this. This is another one of these Sony releases where, you know, Steelbook only, limited edition, and they ran out super quick, right? And a lot of people weren't able to get their hands on this after it was released, but I'm pleased to see that they produced some more. So if you want this one in your collection, you can get it now. But it's a fantastic 4K release, easily the best this movie has ever looked, probably period. Right? I had the old DVD of this, and I was never really happy with that, but I hadn't seen the film in many years when I got this 4K. But I noticed a huge improvement immediately when I watched this on 4K. Even though I hadn't seen my DVD in many years, I remembered what it looked like, and I was never very happy with that old DVD. So this is a title that I think definitely needed a 4K upgrade, and I think it's a stunning release. I think it looks a lot better than this film has ever looked before. So if you don't have it, it's one I definitely recommend adding to your collection. Let me show you the back of the Steelbook here real quick. There's some really cool imagery on the back. I like the way they did that. I mean, the Steelbook isn't like totally stunning. It's not like the greatest Steelbook I've ever seen, but I did like what they did with it. And oh, and there are also a shitload of special features on this release as well. Tons of like archival making of stuff. I think hours and hours worth of bonus materials. There's really a lot on this. So yeah, if you're a fan of this movie, I definitely recommend picking up this 4K. You want to get this bad boy in the best quality possible, and that is definitely the 4K release that came out at the beginning of the year. So for my first title today, Panic Room. All right, next up, we've got a 1978 film here that I don't think I had seen since I was about maybe 10 or 11 years old. I bought it purely for the nostalgia. I am talking about Convoy. Chris Christopherson, Ali McGraw, Ernest Borgnine, directed by Sam Peckinpah. Great film. And it was so much fun coming back to this after all these years. I was surprised at how much of it I actually remembered. But I got to give a shout out to my buddy Chase again at AVA Pop Culture, because he was the one that recommended that I check this out. I originally wasn't even gonna even pick it up, right? I think he got the imprint Films version. And I think Imprint released like a chunky box, a really nice chunky box edition. But I didn't really feel like I needed to go all in on the chunky box for this particular film. But when I saw that Kino Lorber had released it here in the States, I was pretty stoked because, not quite as pricey as going all in on the Imprint chunky box. And the good news is it's sourced from the same 4K transfer as the Imprint version. I believe it's Studio Canal 4K Master that was the source for this release. And I got to say, this thing looks absolutely incredible on 4K. It kind of surprised me a little bit because, I hadn't seen the film for so long, so I didn't know totally what to expect, but damn, did this look good. It really pops. The colors look just incredible, really rich and detailed, nice crisp detail. And yeah, the colors are really vibrant and vivid. Yeah, I was really impressed with this. I thought it looked fantastic on 4K, and I was really happy I picked it up. Plus, it was nice to, revisit this film after all this time. I was really surprised by how much of this film I actually remembered just from, I think probably the last time I watched it was probably on like network television in like maybe the early 80s or something, or maybe it was on like cable TV or something at some point, but it had been a long time, but a lot of things about this movie kind of came back to me when I was watching it. You just got to love the whole trucking action comedy vibe that was fairly popular for a time back then, with films like this or Smokey and the Bandit. Great stuff. So I had a blast coming back to this one. So if you're a fan of this movie and you haven't picked up the 4K yet, I can definitely recommend this 4K release. I haven't seen other physical media editions of this, but I can tell you this looked absolutely amazing on 4K, and no regrets at all about picking this one up in the best possible quality. I have to assume it's the best this film's ever looked. And I guess I should let you guys take a look at the special features real quick, because it is worth noting there is apparently like a feature-length, like 70-minute documentary included here on the like a retrospective making of the film. And I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but I love it when they include stuff like that. So I'm really glad that they did include that in the Kino Lorber version. Now, I think the Imprint version has like an extended cut of the film on Blu-ray, right? Not on 4K, but it's like the extended cut. I think it's like a few minutes longer. That's not actually included in this Kino Lorber release. So I think that may be the one thing that the Imprint version has that this one doesn't, aside from the nice, packaging and chunky box. So I was pleased to see that there were actually some decent special features included on this, because we don't always get the best special features with Kino releases, right? But this one, they actually gave us, the full documentary, and I'm looking forward to checking that out. Overall, just a fantastic release, stunning looking film on 4K. You can't go wrong with this one. If you are a fan of this one, I would recommend picking this one up on 4K. Best possible quality. Yeah, you can't go wrong with this one. Convoy. All right, and next up, we got to talk about the Tron movies, which I would suggest were highly anticipated by collectors for a long time. These are titles that we wanted on 4K for quite some time. We've been asking for a while, and we finally got them this year. Let's start with the original classic Tron from 1982 with Jeff Bridges. Awesome 4K restoration. You can really tell they put a lot of love into this restoration. It seems like, and I had read some things on it, like they put, some extra work into really making it look as good as it possibly could. Now, obviously, some of this is like the first film to ever use CGI, and some of the visual effects are definitely a little dated and kind of primitive looking, kind of basic looking, but it's such a fun film. It still just looks incredible for what it is, right? I think they made this film look as good as it possibly could. And I have no problem saying this 4K is probably the best this film has ever looked, maybe even since it ran in the theaters. I can highly recommend the original Tron on 4K if you can get your hands on one. I didn't check to see if these were back in stock or anything yet, but if you can get your hands on one, you definitely should. If you're, assuming you're a fan of this movie and this franchise. And of course, these were released on Steelbook only here, and I'll show you the back art there real quick. Very cool, but let's also talk about the film I actually like more than Tron is Tron Legacy from 2010, I believe. And yeah, this looked amazing on 4K. Now, I think it's probably fair to say that the original Tron probably, in terms of restoration quality, this one probably looks a little bit better than this one. But damn, this looked pretty good for what it is. I think it was faithful to the way the film originally looked. And I happen to just think this is a better movie. I find this one to be more entertaining than the original classic myself. So this is the one I'll probably return to more often than the original here. Oh, and let me show you the other art on that as well. There you go. Just great stuff. But they both look fantastic on 4K, and just the fact that we got them on 4K, that was kind of a big deal this year. So I wanted to at least mention them. So yeah, Tron and Tron Legacy. All right, and next up, we've got a couple movie collection sets that Shout Studios put out this year. And, one of the best things that I think we got from Shout this year, aside from the John Woo movies, which I talked about in my last video, but we also got Blaxploitation Classics Volume 1 and Blaxploitation Classics Volume 2, two 6-film sets, right, for a total of 12 films. These are absolutely incredible. I couldn't have asked for a better result for something like this. I had planned on picking up a number of these titles in these sets individually, like on Blu-ray anyway, right? So when I found out that Shout was releasing these bad boys on 4K, I was like, that's perfect. So I was able to get pretty much everything I wanted in this subgenre in these two sets. And I think that's what makes these sets so good, is because pretty much every major high-profile title that you could want in this subgenre is included in these two sets. So let's take a look at the first one, which I did a review of earlier this year. The first set includes Across 110th Street, Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem, Coffee, Sheba Baby, and Truck Turner. Very, very cool. And I, like I said, there were at least a few of those titles in just this first set that I had planned on buying anyway that I didn't already have in my collection. So the fact that we got them in 4K was awesome. And I can tell you, these look amazing in 4K. A lot of these films, or some of them, I should say, I've never seen before, but so I can't compare to like earlier Blu-ray releases or anything, but I can tell you the 4Ks looked amazing. And I have to assume, as I often say, that these are the best these films have ever looked. I was very impressed with how these 4Ks came out. And then you also get the second set here, which I actually just got recently. I didn't do a review of this one because I just received it as a gift, like a birthday gift, just a couple weeks ago. But Volume 2 has pretty much all the big titles that weren't included in the first volume. So you got Foxy Brown here, you got Friday Foster, Cotton Comes to Harlem, Bucktown, Slaughter, and Slaughter's Big Ripoff. So I feel like between these two sets here, you really do get a comprehensive selection of movies in this subgenre. And I was just really happy that it worked out that way. I think they just did an amazing job with this. Shout really delivered the goods with these releases. They look amazing on 4K. You get all these great films with, Pam Grier and Fred Williamson, Yaphet Kotto, Jim Brown, and, Godfrey Cambridge, right? I mean, this is great stuff. So, I had a blast watching all of these, and I've only watched a couple in this one so far. I haven't had a chance to go through the entire set because, like I said, I just got it. But I'm looking forward to checking out the rest of the films that I haven't had a chance to watch yet. But, awesome set, and a great job from Shout Studios here. They really should be commended for the work they did on these releases. There was just something really cool about being able to get all the major titles from this subgenre in 4K in like one shot, right? In two convenient collections here. So you can't go wrong with this stuff. Blaxploitation Classics Volume 1 and Volume 2 from Shout Studios. By the way, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, do me a favor and please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, don't forget to activate that notification bell as well, so you can always be alerted whenever I'm posting videos that you might be interested in. Also, don't forget to like the video and maybe even leave a comment if you're feeling so inclined. The YouTube algorithm really likes it when you engage the channel in that way, and it tends to reward the video and the channel with greater visibility. So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. All right, and next up, we've got a 1995 film here that I was actually pretty excited about when I saw that Vinegar Syndrome was releasing this. And this came out right at the beginning of the year. Virtuosity. This is in one of their nice, like VSU box sets, nice rigid box sets. You gotta love that that line of releases. I love their VSU box sets when they release a movie that I actually care about. And in this case, this was one that I definitely cared about. I'm a huge Denzel fan, and I hadn't seen this movie in quite a few years. Probably like 20 years or something. But back in the day, back in the 90s, it's one I used to watch all the time. So this was the most excited I had been about a Vinegar Syndrome VSU release since they released Roadhouse. Right. I mean, that was like one of the big ones that they released that to this day, I'm always touting and saying, hey, this is one of their best releases. Right. Well, this is the title I was the most excited about out of anything else they had released since Roadhouse. And I was not disappointed in this 4K restoration. Now, is this a reference quality restoration? I don't know. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome always does a great job, and the film absolutely looks the very best that it can, in my estimation. But I'm not sure if it's the kind of movie that people would think of as a demo-worthy movie. But I thought that it was the best this film had ever looked before. Lots of great detail. You got early Russell Crowe in this, and he's kind of a trip to watch, in those early days. But lots of pop to the colors. The colors are really vivid and vibrant, and the whole image has a lot of presence to it. Way more than I ever remember it having before. When I watched it years ago. But admittedly, I'd never owned this one on Blu-ray prior to this, so I didn't have a whole lot to compare it to. Aside from the last time I watched it was, like I said, probably the late '90s, early 2000s, and I'd never owned it either. So first time owning it, but man, this 4K looks just tremendous. And they did a great job with this one. I was really happy with how it came out, but more importantly, I was just happy that they actually released this film on 4K. It was a nice little addition to my Denzel Washington collection. Yeah. So Virtuosity. All right. And moving right along here, we've got to talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Because we finally got all of them released on 4K this year, and it was a big release, right? Just the fact that we got all these on 4K was a big deal. Collectors had been waiting for a long time for these to all finally get proper 4K releases, and we finally got them. But not only that, but they look absolutely incredible. I mean, you can tell they really put some love into these restorations, because I was blown away by how good they look. And I would say many of them, if not most of the titles in here, are demo-worthy titles on 4K. I was very impressed with how these films came out on 4K. And I think my favorite here of all the 4K restorations was probably the fourth film. What is that, Dream Child? And that looked absolutely stunning on 4K, but it's really pretty close with all of them. They all look really good on 4K. The second and third film, Dream Warriors, looks amazing. Freddy's Revenge looks amazing. I mean, it was a very impressive release. Now, of course, I didn't get the Steelbook edition. They had a full, this elaborate Steelbook set that looked pretty awesome, but I didn't need to go that route for these particular movies. But I'm really glad that I picked up this 4K set, because these are the best these films have ever looked, easily, and to the point where some of the transfers really are pretty mind-blowing how good they look in spots. The practical effects in these films look so good, so much crisp detail, and so much pop to the image and to the colors and everything. It almost looks too good. You can almost see too much detail. Like, it kind of gives away a little bit of the man behind the curtain. You can see that they're, prosthetics or whatever. But I was really happy with how this came out, and it was a fantastic addition to my collection. So the Nightmare on Elm Street movies on 4K. And then next up, we have another awesome 4K release from Scream Factory this year, Night of the Creeps. Which I had upgraded from Blu-ray. And I thought this was a significant improvement over my old Blu-ray. It really is a fantastic looking image. I mean, so much really crisp and sharp detail in this, and the colors pop like you wouldn't believe. in this transfer. And it was definitely an upgrade from the old Blu-ray. New 4K scan of the original camera negative, and the whole 9 yards. So yeah, I was really happy with how this one came out, and I'm a big fan of this film. I love Tom Atkins. He's awesome. The dick slinger himself. I mean, Tom Atkins, the dude is always slinging dick in his movies, right? I mean, you got to have respect for that kind of game, right? But this is a really fun role for Tom Atkins. I love him in this, and it's just a great creature flick. Practical effects look, absolutely amazing in 4K as well, as you would expect. So yeah, this is really just an amazing looking 4K, and I highly recommend it if you're a fan of this film. So Night of the Creeps. Okay, next up, I've got a title here that is the only title on this list, and of my last list too, that is not an older catalog film. Right? These are actually newer or more contemporary films. I'm talking about the Den of Thieves box set. You get Den of Thieves 1 and Den of Thieves 2 in this. It's a steelbook box set that was put out by Lionsgate Limited, and you can only get them from lionsgatelimited.com. And yeah, I was really excited about this release. I love the first film. And when I bought this, I hadn't seen the second film yet because that just came out this year, but I really liked the first film, and I'd been wanting to get it on 4K. And this box set is the only way you can get the first film on 4K as of right now, I believe. I don't think I'm mistaken in that. I did a little searching, and I didn't see any standalone 4K releases for the first film. You can get a standalone 4K of the second film, but you can't get one for the first film that I'm aware of, unless there's another release in another region or something, in Europe or something. But what's cool about this box set, and the reason it's on this honorable mentions list, is that it's a dual steelbook box set, and it's got really cool packaging, and it's got this nice little lid that kind of lifts open there, and it reveals 2 steelbooks. And I have to set this down to pull these out here, so I don't drop them. Hang on, I'm going to set this right here. Bear with me, guys. So there's the first one, right? Pretty cool. I mean, it's not, an amazing steelbook. It's not like the most amazing steelbook I've ever seen, but I do like the art on that. I think it's pretty cool. And then the second steelbook kind of matches the same artist here. Let me pull it out of here. You have to kind of flip it upside down to get it out of the box there. But there's the second steelbook there. And I'll put that there for you. So yeah, cool stuff. Oh, I guess I should show you the back of the other steelbook. There's the art on the back. So you get each film here in 4K. Actually, I guess I should probably put these away here. You get each film here in 4K. And now, as far as the 4K transfer is concerned, these are newer films, right? These are more contemporary films. So I kind of grade them on a different scale, right? I look at them in a little bit of a different way. But I think they do look good, but they were shot digitally, right? So we got to keep that in mind. I think they look as good as they can. I think both films look fantastic, but it's not going to have that warmth of an older catalog film with that filmic look and the grain and all that, right? So, but it's still a cool set. I really like these films, and the second film, I didn't like it as much as the first film, but I still thought it was pretty good. And enough to make me not regret picking up both of them in a single set like this. So if you're a fan of these films, I definitely can recommend this 4K dual steelbook 4K release from Lionsgate Limited. Again, you can only buy these at lionsgatelimited.com, and they are still available. I did check, and at least last time I checked, which was like a day ago, they were still available. So if you're interested in this set, head on over to lionsgatelimited.com and check it out. So yeah, great 4Ks and really cool packaging. You can't go wrong with the Den of Thieves collection. All right, and then finally for my last entry today, we have to talk about the Sean Connery Bond films on 4K, which I actually just got the other day. And I got them because I figured they needed to be talked about for this list. The fact that we got the Sean Connery Bond films on 4K is a big deal. And even though like Sean Connery's not my personal favorite Bond, I'm more of a Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan kind of guy. I still like the Connery movies, and I knew these were going to look really good on 4K. But I didn't pick it up when it first came out. I wasn't really in a hurry to pick it up at that time. I told myself, well, I don't really need the slipcover for this one. So if I happen to miss out on the slipcover, it's not that big of a deal. I'd rather wait for a Black Friday sale or something and, get it for a much better deal. And that's exactly what happened. As I was thinking about, which titles I wanted to include in this video, I realized that I hadn't talked about the Connery Bond films yet. And so I went on Amazon and I checked it out. And sure enough, it was on sale for a really good price, and it only had like 14 more hours to go in that sale before the sale ended. So I ended up getting it for like, I think it was like $70 or something, which is a really good deal. For 6 movies on 4K, that's like $11 and change per 4K movie. You can't go wrong with that kind of deal. Now, the downside of picking it up this late in the game is that I haven't had a chance to watch all of the movies in here yet to report back to you. I did put on Goldfinger and Thunderball. I took a couple extra days actually making this video just so I could watch those 2 movies, just so I can say I'd seen at least some of this. And both of those looked just incredible in 4K. I was really impressed with how they came out. You have this nice filmic look. Like the grain's not too heavy. It's a nice light layer of grain, but it's a very warm filmic look. You got that cinematic look. They just looked awesome. Goldfinger looked just stunning, right? The level of detail was off the charts. The pop and vibrancy to the image. The colors look amazing. Thunderball looked even better in my mind. Thunderball really looked good. So I assume the other films in the set look equally as good, or are on par with the 2 I've seen. This is a big deal that we got these films finally released in the best possible quality, and I'm glad I finally picked it up, and I'm looking forward to checking out the others. For my last honorable mention today, the Sean Connery Bond films on 4K. Okay, so that about wraps it up for some of my other favorite top 4Ks of the year outside of my top 10 from my last video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you think of my choices here? And what are some of your other favorite 4K movie releases of 2025? I always enjoy chatting with you guys and interacting with you guys in the comments, so make sure you leave me some feedback down below. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.